Good morning. I'm Leslie Christian. I'm President and CEO of Portfolio 21 Investments.
And I'm Jim Madden, Senior Portfolio Manager. We are a part of your Folio FN program and have been for some time. We run a core equity program focusing mostly on domestic stocks.
Karsten Henningsen founded our firm 27 years ago in 1982. 10 years ago, we launched our mutual fund, Portfolio 21, and for our 10th anniversary for the fund, we wrote up 10 observations that we'd experienced and learned over the past 10 years, and we thought we'd adapt those this morning for the Folio FN presentation. So with that, number one from Jim.
Number one, it's the ecological limits that matter. It doesn't matter so much these days that companies are saying we love the environment or we are committed to environmental sustainability. What matters is how they address the opportunities and risks that come from the ecological crisis. And that's why we have our analysts looking at these issues daily.
Number two, there is no Federal Reserve or lender of last resort for natural resources or ecosystem services. As the financial crisis unfolded and huge institutions imploded, the response from policymakers was to print money. It's as if, when faced with the most serious economic crisis since the 1930s, the answer was, there's an app for that. Print and borrow money, dole it out, and increase the national debt and budget deficits. Unfortunately, while it is possible to borrow money, at least for a while, there is not another set of ecosystems from which we can borrow ecological capacity.
Number three, the awareness and action are on the rise. Relentless flow of scientific verification of global climate change, an administration that actually acknowledges this reality, and a growing awareness among businesses and the general public has created a growing demand for financial services that take advantage of this and take the opportunity to manage this environmental type of risk.
Number four, small is beautiful. Portfolio Investments is a small company by design. We use a decision-making framework for our business and also for the portfolios that we manage that disciplines us to consider our long-term goals and priorities and helps to prevent us from being distracted by short-term thinking. Number five, independent is beautiful. We are based in Portland, Oregon, and physically distant from the Wall Street mentality that can get us into trouble sometimes. We are also financially independent. We are majority owned by our employees. We have no soft dollar arrangements, nor are we influenced by the vested interests that are common in large, multifaceted public corporations.
Number six, it takes patience and focus to stay the course. We deal with our fair share of consultants who always want to ask us about our investment philosophy, or as some call it, our manufacturing process. The way we see it, certainly models, data mining, algorithms, they all have their place in investment decisions. But we have found over managing portfolios for 10, 12 years now that without experience, without instinct and flexibility, you're not going to be able to add long-term value.
Number seven, qualitative fundamental analysis goes hand in hand with long-term investing. We do take a long-term approach. We study companies carefully before we invest in them, and we only turn over portfolio holdings when there's a fundamental shift in a company's business. You'll see that in our turnover rate, which in our mutual fund has averaged about 4% per year, and I hope that many of you are pleased with the low turnover rate in Folio FN, which makes your jobs a little bit easier for reporting and trading.
Number eight, ESG is an integral part of financial analysis. Portfolio management is basically finding information, filtering that information, and applying the information to investment decisions. The big change in the last 10, 15 years in this business is that the finding of the information is no longer the hardest part nor the most expensive part. So it's the filtering and the applying that is the place where the rubber now meets the road, and we have found again over the last 10, 15 years that ESG data has been the most reliable source of outperformance for us as far as indicators.
Do number 10 too. I'm number 9.
And number 9, the time is now. It is certainly the vanity of every generation to say that the time is now. But given the non-negotiability of ecological limits and the damage that has already been done, that is the mantra is more true today than it was yesterday, more true it was 10 years ago, 50 years ago. So we will continue to use this as a cornerstone of our financial management.
And number 10, Father does not always know best. For once and for all, let's set aside the outdated illusion that a bunch of financial wizards on Wall Street really do know best about everything. It's time to listen to Mother Earth. We want to thank all of you for placing your trust in us, in Folio FN, in our mutual fund Portfolio 21, and in our private instruments, our Local Economies Income Fund, known as LEAF, and Upstream 21, our regional holding company that is buying small local businesses that want to stay local and community-based. It's been an honor and a great responsibility for us to manage your money, particularly through the trying times of the past year. We appreciate your support, and we hope that you have been comforted, been pleased with the competitive performance that we've provided. Thank you.
Thank you.